The crown of this empire was the city that still bears his name.
Robotics seems to have begun in ancient Alexandria around about 300 BC.
In 300 BC, Alexandria was the most vibrant intellectual city in the known world.
This occurred basically because Alexandria was set up as a city where learning was very important.
And leading the field was an inventor who can claim to be called the godfather of robotics, Heron of Alexandria.
He's the big name, and it's for one simple reason. 5 of his books are still in existence.
Heron's books are evidence of an Alexandrian society that was so advanced that it became the center of learning and technological achievement throughout the known world.
Some of these early peoples were far more sophisticated than we give them credit for. They were at least as intelligent as we are now. Their mastery of philosophy, of astronomy, of what we would now call physics, was absolutely immense. So it would be dangerous for us to underestimate their capacity.
But is there evidence that the ancients actually constructed fully automated devices? The answer is yes. Recently, new discoveries dating back thousands of years reveal that the ancients did in fact have and use advanced automated machines. Worshippers visited temples with self-opening automatic doors. Audiences flocked to automated puppet theaters. And ancient texts tell of chariots flying through massive temples, seemingly on their own. By the 3rd century BC, the city had become an ancient technopark, where sophisticated machines played a part in everyday life. And at the center of it all was Heron. He was renowned for testing and demonstrating his theories and devices to produce wonder and entertainment.
He describes many different inventions that were designed to surprise and give the impression of magic.
And don't forget, he was a showman. His work was to display and make people really excited about engineering.
Alexandrian high society lost no opportunity in keeping up with the latest developments in technological innovation, even at their dinner parties. Richard Windley is an historical model maker who specializes in recreating Heron's amazing devices.
We're very fortunate in having most of the translations of Heron's treatise on pneumatics, in which he talks about air pressures, water pressures, the interaction of the two. And in his treatise he describes a number of objects which are based around these principles. This piece is number 66, and he describes it as a vessel for dispensing a measured quantity of liquid, wine usually being the favourite.
But how does the jug measure exactly how much wine to release?
Inside the vessel is a valve which is operated by this mechanism at the top, which in turn goes down to this lever which counterbalances the cup at the front.
When Richard removes the weight, the wine starts to pour. When the cup is nearly full, the balance tips and the flow of wine stops as if by magic. But how does the dispenser work?
The heart of the system is a little valve which sits inside the bottom of the vessel. The Greeks seem to favour these little conical-shaped gravity valves because they opened and closed very quickly. The little conical weight drops into the orifice of the valve when the cup is heavy enough, and this cuts off the flow of wine from the vessel to the cup.
When the weight is removed, the bar drops under gravity. This causes the connecting rod to drop, which lifts the valve, and the fluid can flow through the conical valve and out of the jug.
Now, because the cup is balanced by the weight at the rear, as soon as it reaches a predetermined point, dictated by that weight there, the cup will then drop. That arm rises, the valve drops, cuts off the flow of liquid, and so that cycle of the process is finished. It's an absolutely fascinating design, and it's probably the first real genesis of control systems that we're aware of.
But what if the guest became carried away with the ingenuity of this technological achievement?